Hey y'all, I'm Tammy and this is Collard Valley Cooks. Today we are making the easiest hot fudge pudding cake ever. You don't need a mixer and you don't even need an egg. And look at this delicious hot fudge it creates in the bottom of the pan. Woo! You're going to want to save this recipe. Let's get started. All right, this is going to be a delicious hot fudge pudding cake. It's going to make a hot fudge down in the bottom. After it comes out of the oven, you can dip that out and serve it on top of each square. It's going to be really good. You're going to need 1 3/4 cups of boiling water, an ounce of chocolate melted. So we have to melt an ounce of chocolate. So I'm chopping it really small before trying to melt it, or it's not going to melt. So chop your chocolate really fine with a good knife, and then get it in the microwave to melt it. You're going to need salt, baking powder, brown sugar, flour, sugar, some vanilla, and some chopped nuts if desired. I didn't know it, guys, but it does have cocoa in it as well. So it has a square of chocolate and cocoa. So the first thing we're going to do, you got your oven heated to 350 degrees, and we're going to mix our flour, sugar, and baking powder together. And it's a cup of all-purpose flour. We're using our white lily. And I'm going to try to mix this by hand. 3/4 cups of sugar. Baking powder is 2 teaspoons. Okay. So it's 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to go ahead and put the salt in here too. And the salt is a 1/4 teaspoon. It's a 1/4 teaspoon. This is an 1/8, so we'll just use 2 of these. And we're going to mix that together. Now for this part, we're supposed to mix our milk, our butter, and melted chocolate in here. I did not melt my butter. It's 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So you're going to use 2 tablespoons of butter, and you're going to use your melted chocolate. So I just put the butter in the chocolate, and I'm going to zap it just for a sec to make sure that butter's melted as well. So we are going to add the milk as well. So it says mix your milk, your butter, your melted chocolate, add your nuts and vanilla, and pour it into your pan. So 2 tablespoons of butter, an ounce of melted chocolate, and this is semi-sweet, Baker's chocolate. Smells good. And then you've got a 1/2 cup of milk, and you just mix all that together. I'm just using a whisk. All right, now at this point, you add your nuts and vanilla. I'm going to go ahead and put my vanilla in, mix it well, and then we'll just fold in the nuts. Let's see how much vanilla. 1 teaspoon. So we're going to mix this. And then you can use nuts if you want to. You don't have to. Just about a 1/2 cup of chopped nuts. You're going to fold those into the batter. All right. We're going to spray this pan. You're supposed to use a brownie pan. So it's an 8 by 8, 9 by 9, 7 by 11, something about that size. You're going to put this in the pan. I've been wanting something fudgy. Boy, after having all those sweets during the holidays, it is hard not to have something sugary at home. All right, now it says, mix the brown sugar and cocoa together with your fingers. You're going to have a cup of brown sugar and a quarter cup of cocoa. So we're going to have a cup of brown sugar and then a quarter cup of cocoa. And it says mix it with your fingers. So I'm going to follow the directions. Put a little extra cocoa. We like rich stuff. And then you just mix this. I'm not going to use my fingers. I'm going to use, because cocoa makes a mess. I'm going to use this. I think they just want to make sure it's blended pretty good. So you're going to blend your cocoa and brown sugar together. You sprinkle it over the batter. And then you pour your boiling water over the top of it. Now my water is still pretty hot, but I'm going to stick it in here and let it start boiling. So we know it's good and hot when we pour it. We're going to go ahead and let that start to boiling again so that we know it's good and hot when we pour it over the top of this. I think that's good. So now what we do is we sprinkle this over the top. Boy, if it wasn't fudgy now, or before, it definitely is going to be now. Just kind of spread it around even, I guess. And then you take your boiling water. See what a mess that makes on your hand? Our water is boiling. So you want to make sure you get your water boiling. And then you're just going to pour it over the top. And you're going to bake it for 45 minutes at 350. Wow. Have y'all made this cake before? Do you remember making this cake? I've never made this before. I'm super excited about it. I think Chris will love it. Maybe I should have poured the water over it while I had it on my oven rack. That would have been simpler. All right. 350, 45 minutes, y'all. Turn the light on. We'll see you in a little bit. Delicious hot fudge pudding cake. Boy, I'm excited for this one. It has beeped and it is time to eat. And we are ready. So, going to get this out, put it on the counter. And it is bubbling. It looks good. You can see the fudge. Okay, it just says to cut it into squares. And I've got 2 serving plates, and I made a bowl. Whoops. There's one. Here's 2. Boy, it's moist. And y'all, you know what really surprised me is it doesn't have an egg. It's really surprising. All right, let me get a spoon. You can see the fudge rolling under there. And you just put it on the top. like that. And serve it with some ice cream. Boy, now that looks delicious. It's kind of like a molten lava cake. All right, I'm going to put ice cream on one of these. Whoops. And we'll give it a try. All right, I'm going to taste the fudge that was on the side of the bowl. Yum. Give me a spoon. It's rich too. Nice and chocolatey. Chris, you're going to love it. Hot fudge pudding cake. Yum. Yum. That is better than any molten lava cake. It's better. It's delicious. Holy smokolas. This is going to be a new family favorite. I can guarantee you. All right. We thank you so much for watching Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like our mamas did. Y'all have a blessed day. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Love ya. Bye.
Cooking time, it's over now. Tammy, she just showed you how to cook it up like Mama used to do. So go on now.